Is there a God? For much of his life, the world's most famous atheist didn't think so. Then he changed his mind. Here's why. Hello, everyone. When I was a junior in college, way back in 1967, I was assigned an essay entitled The Invisible Gardener by philosopher Anthony Flew, a professor in England. During the second half of the 20th century, he was the best-selling philosopher in the world. The essay was a clever defense of atheism, and for many decades, Flew was arguably the planet's best-known atheist. Then in 2004, Flew wrote a book entitled There is a God. He had changed his mind. Flew had concluded that the words of Psalm 19 are correct. The heavens declare the glory of God, and the universe shows his handiwork. Flew said, "It's time for me to lay my cards on the table, to set out my own views and the reasons that support them. I now believe that the universe was brought into existence by an infinite intelligence, the mind of God. I believe that life and reproduction originate in a divine source." Flew argued that modern science has established three fundamental truths that require the existence of God. First, nature obeys laws. By a law of nature, Flew means there is regularity in nature, or symmetry, or an order to things, if you will. These regularities are mathematically precise and universal. How could a world created by accident have such perfect order? Flew cites three scientists you may have heard of: Isaac Newton, Albert Einstein, and Werner Heisenberg. Where did the laws of nature come from? The mind of God. Einstein said, "I want to know how God created this world. I want to know his thoughts. The rest are details." In fact, if you do not assume a God who created the laws of nature, you cannot do science. Science can proceed only if the scientist adopts an essentially theological worldview. The laws of nature provide compelling and irrefutable proof for the existence of God. Flew gives a second reason. The universe seems to have been finely tuned to achieve a specific purpose. Or, to put it differently, how can a universe of mindless matter produce beings committed to the purpose of their own reproduction? Life possesses goals, ends, purposes. The chair you are sitting on does not contemplate the production of more little chairs, but every form of life possesses the reproductive purpose. How can that be true? Flew concludes the only satisfactory explanation for the origin of life as we see on Earth is an infinitely intelligent mind. Flew gives a third reason. Why is there something instead of nothing? Why does anything exist? When I was a college student, Jean-Paul Sartre was considered one of the greatest philosophers in the world, and he was regularly quoted as saying, "The great philosophical question is, why is there something instead of nothing?" The Big Bang Theory argues that the universe had a definite beginning. And if it did, then the best explanation is a God who brought it into existence. Flew concludes that the first sentence in the Bible must have happened. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. The Apostle Paul argues in Romans 1:20, "For since the creation of the world, God's invisible attributes are clearly seen, being understood by the things that are made, even his eternal power and Godhead." Mankind knows God exists. In Psalm 53:1, David says, "The fool has said in his heart, there is no God." If God calls such a man a fool, we dare call him no less. If you have not already done so, now is the time to bow your head and worship God and to receive his Son as your Savior. I have linked Flew's book below. Thanks for watching. Please hit the subscribe button, and may the God who truly is bless you in a mighty way.